We mentioned founder of the Clare Pyrite Action Group, Dr. Martina Cleary. She's running under the Sinn Féin banner, and you'd have worked closely with her with your great coverage on the pyrite in Clare. So just what do you think her vote is going to comprise of when it does happen? Will it be protest and pyrite, or a mix of both, or more?
It's very interesting, and I think that the analysis there that Gary had of the Sinn Féin vote and the level of the Sinn Féin vote would kind of give pause for thought if you were Martina, because yes, she's going to have to broaden out. I mean, I do think the pyrite anecdotally is a problem in East Clare, probably South East Clare even more so, Paddy, from what we've seen, the figures that the Clare Pyrite Action Group have put together. So Martina Cleary will need to broaden out her appeal. She will need to be all over the Sinn Féin manifesto. Sinn Féin manifesto is obviously very popular, some would say populist. It will translate well, it will play well. The one thing I would say from the discussion here from Gary and Barry, it seems that the things that motivate people to turn out and vote in the local election, that there are different factors that motivate people to turn out and vote in the general election. Because generally, at Dáil level, when there's a high turnout, it is usually the protest vote. But it's interesting that when there's a high turnout at local level, it's the actual incumbents and the sitting parties who have mobilised the very, very grassroots. So potentially somebody like Martina Cleary could have greater success running in a constituency in a general election than in a local election. I mean, because that's what happened for Violet Ann Wynne, as you rightly pointed out there, failed to perform, she will admit herself, in the Kilrush municipal or the local electoral area, and then look what happened then in 2020. So maybe there is a little bit of that phenomenon that the Sinn Féin vote kind of captures the voters who will turn out for the general election, and maybe doesn't really catch fire locally the way that it might. So she will need to broaden out, kind of get her name and her face out there. I think the Clare Pyrite Action campaign will benefit massively from her profile and her running in this election. But it is great. It's great to see two very strong female candidates. It's very welcome for this constituent or this local electoral area, this municipal district in particular. It's great to see that. Whether or not either of them can make a dent, I would love to see that. But I would agree that there will be a dogfight for the last seat. But again, Paddy, very often we've seen this ourselves, and the guys have seen this. Very dramatic counts can translate to just more of the same. And there can be like a hair's breadth, but then all of a sudden it's back to exactly what it was. So you see change, you see dissatisfaction, but it doesn't maybe translate on the night of the count. So